The next core difference is, do profits get distributed differently in a worker cooperative opposed to a traditional business? Our first example is a publicly traded corporate company. There may be millions of shareholders, and the board of directors may then decide that it wants to reward shareholders with, let's say, a 17-cent dividend per share, because the company did exceptionally well that quarter. If you only acquired a few shares via, let's say, your Robinhood app, it may not amount to much. But if you own millions of shares as a bulk shareholder, then this starts to add up. Unless the workers own shares in this company, they do not get to receive any of the rewards that have been distributed. And the vast majority of publicly traded companies are controlled by bulk external shareholders. To put this into perspective, roughly 80% of all America's shares are owned by 10% of the population. With marginal exceptions, they are not the workers of these firms, or of any firm for that matter. Second, we want to look at a small business with just a few employees, which are more numerous in developed economies. The business manager is typically the sole shareholder, or owns a substantial amount of shares in that particular company. That one majority or few shareholders would determine where and how the profits will be retained and distributed. Workers may get performance bonuses, for instance, that are similar to a dividend, but it was not their ownership stake or decision-making influence that determined they got that bonus. Third are worker cooperatives. They generate surpluses just like any other enterprise, and just like any board of directors of a large company or small business, they would decide on how much their earnings to reinvest into the business, and how much to distribute amongst the shareholders, aka members, through a patronage dividend. Ownership is also not one share, one vote. It is one member, one share, one vote. So one member can't outvote any other member on business decisions. The fourth example are ESOPs, Employee Stock Ownership Plan. This is a traditionally structured business in terms of shareholding and managerial hierarchy, and we will make a whole video on this to explore the dynamic world of ESOPs. But these are enterprises where employees own the stocks of the company. It is another type of internal shareholding, like cooperatives, but that is where the similarities end. They are famous for having substantially better retirement plans and benefits, but they are owned in a one-share, one-vote arrangement, and in many ways can be as problematic as any other firm. Your job and where it is in the hierarchy usually determines how many shares you own, so management can own most of the shares collectively. As a result, of the 6,000 ESOPs identified, only 10 have been found to have arrangements where the employees have equal amount of shares, similar in this sense to a cooperative ownership model. Follow us on our social media and help sustain this unique educational work by going to our website, worksusa.org/donate, or contribute to our Patreon community.